Welcome to the preview for the Met Mile. My name is Rachel, and you can find the written preview for this race at roadtothe.cup.blogspot.com. That's roadtothe.cup.blogspot.com. This is a preview, of course, for the Met Mile, Metropolitan Handicap as it's officially known. 1 mile on dirt. There's a field of 10 horses. I know this is a win and you're in for the dirt mile, although some of these horses are classic bound in all likelihood. So let's take a look at this year's Met Mile field. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the field, giving the horse's name, jockey, and trainer, and then I will go back and do the individual previews I have. So number 1 is Private Zone. Martin Pedrosa will ride for Jorge Navarro. Number 2 is Bay of Plenty. Mike Smith will ride for Kieran McLaughlin. Number 3 is Noble Moon. Jose Ortiz will ride for Leah Germani. Number 4 is Tonalist. John Velasquez will ride for Christophe Clement. Number 5 is Tamacruz. Irad Ortiz Jr. will ride for Kieran McLaughlin. Number 6 is Wicked Strong. Joel Rosario will ride for Jamie Jerkins. Number 7 is Bayern. Martin Garcia will ride for Bob Baffert. Number 8, Pants on Fire. Paco Lopez will ride for Kelly Breen. Number 9, Honor Code. Javier Castellano will ride for Shug McGahee. And number 10, Kobe's Back. Gary Stevens will ride for Peter Uten. Starting off with Private Zone. He is by Macho Uno. Won the Churchill Downs Handicap and was second in the Gulfstream Park Handicap. He is also the back-to-back winner of the Vosburg, even though that is at 6 furlongs. The mile is not going to be a problem for him, as he won the Cigar Mile in November. He and Bayern are probably going to be the pace setters. And if they run each other into the ground, that's probably going to set up for a horse like Tonalist or even maybe Wicked Strong. And I will talk about that in a little bit, though. So there are, I think, there are 4 Grade 1 winners in this year's Met Mile, and he's probably the one. Well, even Wicked Strong, they're the two who probably have the least chance to win this year's Met Mile. Well, I think they have a big chance anyway. But I feel Wicked Strong probably has a better chance than Private Zone. We'll see. Bay of Plenty is by Medalla de Oro. He won a allowance optional claimer and was second in the Discovery. He is undefeated at Belmont, but he's going to probably have to run the race of his life if he has any chance. Just based off of the past performances, by far he is the least experienced horse in the race. Probably the two who are probably close to him, the 3 are probably Noble Moon, Honor Code, and Kobe's Back, but Honor Code has a few stakes races wins under his belt, and Noble Moon and Kobe's Back are also stakes winners. So he's going to have to, as I said, run a monster race if he has any chance for this win. Noble Moon is by Malibu Moon. Second in allowance optional claimer. 6 in the Cigar. He was actually a promising horse last year for the Derby. but tailed off after a bad beat in the Wood Memorial to Wicked Strong. It really has not been the same horse since. Like Bay of Plenty, he's gonna have to run a big race if he has any chance here. Tonalist is by Tappet, won the Westchester and was 5th in the Breeders' Cup Classic. 4 for 4 at Belmont, including spoiling California Chrome's Triple Crown run last year in the Belmont. Last year's Met Mile winner, Palace Malice, won the Belmont the year before. So we'll see if we make it 2 Belmont winners in a row. Tonos is probably the first of the classic contenders. There are, I think, 3 others who I think have, maybe just 2 others who really have better shot probably in the classic than they do in the dirt mile. I do think he's the class of the race. I love the jockey change from Joe Bravo to John Velasquez. So we'll see what happens. Tamacuz is by Speightstown. This is his U.S. debut. Both of his previous races were at Dubai, which he won the Godolphin Mile. In his last in the Bruges Nahar, previous to that. We'll see. I mean, he has a very good young rider on him. And again, we'll see if how it does. It will be interesting because there's another cloth to this, in that Kieran and Irad will be teaming up with Frosted in the Belmont, and Mupad Cheese, and I know I mispronounced his name, won the UAE Derby, did pretty well in the Kentucky Derby, and was actually going to be going back to Europe, but was rerouted to the Belmont. So we'll see how well Tamacuz, even though he has never faced Frosted or Mufadji because he's 2 years older, does in the Met Mile against some of the U.S.'s top horses. Wicked Strong is by Hardspun. Jockey change here from Rajiv Murad to Joel Rosario. 3rd in the Excelsior, 4th in the Gulfstream Park Handicap. Last time he was at Belmont, it was a disaster. He was involved in a spill. So I really hope the jockey works well. I don't know about the Excelsior. What really happened that race? It looked okay. It didn't look great. I think he's more of a 9 furlong horse than a mile. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Bayern. This could be a big Saturday for Bob Baffert if American Pharoah wins the Belmont. Then we have a Triple Crown winner. Of course, Bayern, though he is by Awfully Wild, 6th in the Churchill Downs handicap. That race did not look well for him. But he won the Classic, of course. Pretty well at Belmont. He used the Woody Stevens as a springboard to his Haskell and Classic wins. He won the Woody Stevens last year, so you know he likes surface. Mile is probably right up his alley. even though he's probably more of a classic contender again this year than a dirt mile. But it's helpful to have a backup plan. Pants on Fire. I just want to say before I get into the preview, I can't believe he's 7. It just seems like yesterday that he was beating Macho Mucho Matt. Mucho Macho Man. Can't speak today, unfortunately. In the Louisiana Derby. Also in that field was actually Majestic Harbor, who went on to win a Grade 1 himself. Pants on Fire is my Jumpstart. Third in Churchill Downs handicap, and one Sir Shackleton. Second in his lone Belmont start. And honestly, it seems that he's starting to get back in form. Last year was a great year for him. And I think he's got a serious chance here. Honor Code is by AP Indy, 5th in Alysheba, and won the Gulfstream Park Handicap. He was second in the Champagne at 2. I know a lot of people love him, and I like him too. It's just that, I don't know. I think the post is not the best, although with his running style, it really doesn't matter. Like Tunnelist, and hopefully Wicked Strong, he'll be coming on at the end. I just don't know if it's going to be enough based on the horses that are in this race. But of course, I've been wrong before about that. And finally, Kobe's Back is by Flatter, won the Commonwealth, and was second in San Carlos. I believe both of his New York starts and stakes have resulted in 2 top 4 finishes. But I think like Bay of Plenty and Noble Moon, he's gonna have to run the race of his life if he has any chance here. So again, the field, going through it once again. Number 1 is Private Zone. Number 2 is Bay of Plenty. Number 3 is Noble Moon. Number 4 is Tunos. Number 5 is Tamacruz. Number 6 is Wicked Strong. Number 7 is Bayern. Number 8 is Pants on Fire. Number 9 is Honor Code. And number 10 is Kobe's Back. So up next are the picks. So my picks for the Met Mile are, I think Tunnelist is going to win. If Private Zone and Bayern do set a hot pace, I think he is going to be a beneficiary of that. I think he is the best horse in this race. I know I'm probably going to get a little flack for leaving Honor Code out of my top 3, but I only have 3 positions, and I don't know. I just feel like that Tonalist and the horses I have for second and third are probably a little bit better at Belmont than Honor Code's gonna be. In second, I don't know why I keep doing this, but I'm picking Wicked Strong to finish second, only based on that. Even though he might not be quite in form as he was last year, he always does well in Grade 1s. His only bad Grade 1 was the Jockey Club Gold Cup, and that wasn't even his fault. Just based off his finishes in Grade 1, that's the only reason why I'm putting Wicked Strong in second, I mean. And in third, the show spot, I have Pants on Fire. And I have him finishing in third is because He's done semi-well in grade 1s, and I think if he's gonna win a grade 1, now is the time to do it. But this is a very tough field, and I'm not sure. At 7, against this type of field, though, he is good enough to win. So that's why I have him for 3rd. So, again, my picks are win Tonalist, place Wicked Strong, and show Pants on Fire. And my dark horse is Bay of Plenty, based on the fact that he has never lost at Belmont. And I think he could run a big race just based on who's riding him. But I'm not 1,000% sold on him. So yeah. So that is it for the Met Mayo preview. Check Furlong Drive tonight for my Belmont preview. Who I pick. I'm not sure yet. Honestly, by the time you see this video, though, the Belmont preview will be up. So yes. Good luck to everyone on Saturday. Safe travels. And maybe we see Triple Crown winner? I'm not sure yet, though. I will be back next week with the Shoemaker, the Foster, and I think there's one more When You're In next week. I will do a preview for that too. I think it is the Fleur de Lis. That's the 3rd When You're In, but I don't remember offhand. Anyway, see you next week. Bye for now.